Not only was the Manila International Film Festival a celebration of cinema, but it was also a beautiful meeting of music, culture, and the spirit of Filipino pride. This event took place last night. As the spotlight shone on the red carpet, some of the biggest names in the entertainment industry graced the event, including the illustrious Filipino composer Sofronio Vasquez, the Grammy-nominated artist Deborah Cox, the international musician Apple.deapp, and the well-known Filipino-American producer Loreta. Collectively, they exemplified the very best of Filipino talent and brilliance on a stage that was international in scope. For a very long time, the Manila International Film Festival, MIFF, has been a celebration not only of Filipino cinema, but also of the enormous talent that the Philippines has to offer in a variety of artistic sectors. This year's festival was a huge success, surpassing all expectations and demonstrating how the creative spirit of the Filipino people continues to flourish and have a significant impact on the world. An essential component of Filipino music, Sofronio Vasquez. Sofronio Vasquez, whose contributions to Filipino music have left an indelible impression on the cultural landscape of the country, was the musical artist who was at the center of the evening's musical performances. His groundbreaking contributions to both classical and current Filipino music have earned Vasquez the title of Father of Philippine modern music, and he is widely regarded as a pioneer in the field. His influence extends back decades, and his compositions have struck a chord with music enthusiasts of all ages and throughout the generations. Vasquez has been instrumental in influencing the course that Filipino classical music has taken through his work as a composer, conductor, and educator. His passion for blending indigenous sounds into Western classical frameworks is a reflection of his desire to preserving and furthering the traditions of Philippine music by incorporating them into Western classical structures. His works, which are abundant in cultural symbolism, have a profound resonance with the identity of the Filipino people. During the Manila International Film Festival, Vasquez was honored for the significant contributions he has made to the arts. An exceptional memorial performance was held in his honor, paying tribute to the work he had done during his life, as well as the part he had played in the evolution of Filipino music. An exquisite combination of Western orchestral components and traditional Filipino instruments, such as the kulintang, was performed during the concert. This resulted in a perfect blend that was both nostalgic and forward-thinking. It served as a timely reminder of the way in which Vasquez's impact continues to exert an influence on younger generations of Filipino musicians. A force in the international music scene, Deborah Cox has been nominated for a Grammy. Deborah Cox, a singer, songwriter, and actress who has been nominated for a Grammy, brought an international flavor to the event for the audience. As a result of her powerful voice and enduring singles such as Nobody's Supposed to Be Here and We Can't Be Friends, Cox has established herself as a prominent figure in the international music industry. She possesses a wide range of musical styles, including R&B, pop, and musical theater, which demonstrates her versatility as an artist. The Manila International Film Festival honored Cox not just for her musical talents, but also for her continued support of the Filipino community. This recognition was bestowed upon her while she was a guest at the festival. Over the course of his life, Cox has been a fan of the Philippines' diverse culture, particularly its thriving music industry. The audience was left in a state of utter awe by her amazing vocal skills, which culminated in an emotional experience during her performance last night. Cox's set was a combination of her classic songs and more recent work that demonstrated her ever-evolving artistic ability towards the end. It was impossible to deny that she was able to connect with the audience through the use of her beautiful voice. The fact that she was able to transcend cultural boundaries and bring people together through music was demonstrated by the standing ovation that followed her performance. The Manila International Film Festival strives to cultivate international synergy, and her engagement with Filipino artists, both on and off stage, was a brilliant example of the international synergy that the festival would strive to foster. Apple.deapp, who was one of the original members of the groundbreaking group, the Black Eyed Peas, who went on to win a Grammy, has always been a supporter of Filipino national pride. Apple, who was born Alan Pineda Lindo in the Philippines, has been a source of motivation for millions of Filipinos all over the world. His successful journey to global prominence has been a source of inspiration. His journey of achievement is a demonstration of the force of perseverance and the influence that Filipino talent has reached all over the world. While he was performing at the MIFF, Apple was more than just a performer. He was a representation of Filipino patriotism. The significance of Filipino history and the worldwide acknowledgement of Filipino talent were both repeated in his speech that he delivered prior to his performance. Apple brought to the attention of the audience the significant part that Filipino musicians and creatives play in sculpting the cultural landscape of the world. After Apple's performance at the festival, the audience was enthralled by the energy and rhythm of his set, which made for an electrifying experience for everyone in attendance. The fact that Apple performed songs from both his solo career and his time with the Black Eyed Peas made it clear that he has a strong connection to his beginnings. It was a celebration of Filipino culture that he performed, merging elements of hip-hop, pop, and electronic music with sounds that were indigenous to the Philippines. The ability of Filipino musicians to thrive in any musical genre was demonstrated by this event, which was a monument to the variety and originality of Filipino artists. Troy Loreta, a musician of Filipino and American origin. Musical producer and pianist Troy Loreta, who is of Filipino and American descent, has built a name for himself in the music industry by collaborating with some of the most well-known personalities in the music industry. Loreta has established himself as one of the most sought-after producers in the industry. He is known for his ability to merge many musical genres and create rich, sophisticated soundscapes. Due to his collaborations with famous musicians such as Ariana Grande, Jessie J, and Lee Salonga, his influence has expanded well beyond his work in the Philippines. As a musician who is of Filipino and American descent, Troy Loreta has emerged as a significant player in the process of bridging the gap between the music scene in the Philippines and the music industry in other countries. Through his accomplishments, he has not only demonstrated his brilliance, but he has also brought attention to the fact that Filipino artists have the potential to leave their imprint on the international arena. His involvement in the Manila International Film Festival was a moment that brought him full circle, serving as a reminder that Filipino talent is still making waves in Hollywood and beyond. It was a beautiful voyage that transcended musical borders that Loreta took us on during her performance at the MIFF. The splendor of Filipino talent was brought to light by his deft playing on the piano and his smooth collaboration with other artists. The audience was given the opportunity to see a performance that was both personal and captivating, with Loreta's expressive playing inspiring a sense of pride in Filipino music, a celebration of the creative ingenuity of Filipinos. It was more than simply a night of music and entertainment. The focus that the Manila International Film Festival placed on Sofronio Vasquez Deborah Cox, Apple.deapp, and Troy Loreta was a celebration of the ingenuity and ability that the Filipino people possess. In their own special manner, each of these artists has made a contribution to the formation of the art scene around the world, and their work continues to serve as a source of inspiration for future generations. The evening served as a potent reminder that Filipino artists are not only leaving their impact on the communities in which they are based, but also on the international stage when they perform. Filipino musicians and creatives are contributing to the formation of the future of music and entertainment in a variety of ways, including the creation of classical compositions, R&B ballads, pop songs, and electronic beats. It became abundantly evident that Filipino patriotism, culture, and innovation had been on full show throughout the duration of the Manila International Film Festival, which was drawing to a close. It was a night that highlighted not only the cinematic arts, but also the great diversity and talent that the Philippines has to offer. As a result, the future of Filipino innovation is more hopeful than it has ever been before.